Okay, pretty quick. I could make a cylinder. I'm going to insert this badminton shadow tube. It's made out of cardboard, and to put it inside as a support. And then I'm going to color the clay so that the clay is fitting very tight. And I use the a roller texture to roll my texture. And I dip it in the water so to make it a little bit softer here, so that it doesn't create so much of the wrinkles in the corner. And you want to make the size it's closer. Okay, the closer the better, but still wide enough for you to be able to put your cylinder, your cardboard cylinder inside. Okay. And then I'm going to use this part here, the flat part, from the base and slightly color, okay, squeeze it in so that the wall is fitting very tight, and then keep slowly moving it up. You don't want to seal at the top first, because if you seal the top, put the pressure on the top, the air is going to trap. So try to release the air slowly. Okay, and then I'm gonna remove all the slip and the finger mark. So I don't know if you have noticed, I try to sterilize my hands together, fingers together. This hand is holding on the side, and then the thumb is holding on the rib. And also when I'm moving up, I don't hold my rib straight. If you go straight, the corner might hit that the clay, and you drag some unwanted lines. So basically, I kind of hold the rib a little bit angle instead of straight. So I'm using it mostly the middle section to compress, so I don't have the unwanted line. And the very bottom, I could use the corner of the rib to just remove the clay. Clean it up. Okay, so that's how I clean up the surface. You can use a sponge to just wipe up the clay on the back. I usually like to keep it clean so that the slip on the back doesn't affect the roller block. Alright, so this is the roller texture. I got it from MKM, they are nice enough to send me samples to show it in my demonstration video. And let me check the number in case you like the texture here. Is MKM RM. RM like room RM, and the model number is 051. Okay, in case you like this texture, okay, you can search for it. Right, so I am going to dip it in the water first, because usually if you don't do that, the clay is very easy to stick, and you're gonna mess up your texture. So I put water, and I'm holding my handle about 45 degrees and then move up this way. If you go like vertical or 90 degrees, it's hard to control the pressure. Okay, so this way is easier to go up. And when you go up, make sure you hold on to your cardboard so you don't tip it over. Okay. And also when you see when I'm trying to press my texture, I don't go all the way to the rim. Okay, dip about ½ inch without compressing it. If you compress it, the rim is not going to be even, so it's very hard to, if you're gonna close it or finish it up. So leave the rim a bit compressed. And also here, I wrote it all the way about 2/3 of the circle, and I have to calculate how many more I want to be. In this case, I will probably be able to do it about 1, 2, 3 more. So I will kind of evenly distribute the 3 compressing. Right, so that the texture, I have it all the way around. Right, and now I'm ready to pour out the copper cylinder. This cylinder I wrap with 2 layers of a paper. Okay, the reason why it is that sometimes if you only have 1 layer, when you compress the coloring, it's very tight, it's very hard to pour it out. But with 1 extra layer of paper, it's easier. Okay, see that? Right. And just slowly peel the paper. You can roll it from the center. You kind of twist it. Okay. Right. So now I'm ready to make a shape, to stretch it out, make a shape. But because the paper inside is absorbing all the slip, all the water, so inside is very sticky. It's not enough lubrication, so I'm gonna put some water inside. So I'm using the sponge to lubricate inside and slightly stretch. But the final shaping, I usually like to use my fingertip. I have a more feeling of a fingertip than the sponge in between. So just use my bare fingers. Okay, so a roller texture cover jar. That's the body. This piece of clay is around 3 pounds. Okay, 3 pounds. And I'll make a lid, and then I will show you the trimming. I already made one yesterday, so I can use that so you can see the whole process. Not exactly the same one, but similar one. Alright, so pretty quick I make a lid for the body. This is very tall. I can cut it off a little bit higher later on, so I still have a room for the nut. It doesn't hurt to a bit thicker here because you're going to trim the nut. Okay, so that's the throwing part. Let me show you the trimming part. Right, so I'm ready to trim this little jar, the cover jar. I actually made this yesterday, but today I want to just show you the same thing, okay, the same process. So I made one earlier, okay, and then just to show you the process, the trimming process, so you can see the whole process in one video. I usually show you guys that I tend to make my lid a little bit wider, so it's not perfect fit yet. Okay, so either you could trim a little bit clay from here or trim a little bit clay from there, so it will have a perfect fit. Okay, perfect fit, and I like the perfect fit. Okay, so that's why I usually make the lid part a little bit wider, okay, than actual size. So I want to trim the bottom first. Okay, trim the bottom, then turn it upside down, and then trim a little bit, using this as a guide, trim a little bit here, and then let it fit completely. And then I'm gonna let my lid sit right on top of the body and trim the lid, okay, trim the lid. So that I have, I can see the whole proportion of the lid, how they fit, how they look before. If I just trim the lid on the wheel it's hard to see the whole proportion. So that's why sometimes I like to trim the lid right. If you have a lid fitting very well, you can trim the lid right on the body. Okay, so I am going to use the time-lapse mode, so just show you the whole process. You already know how to trim, and I've been showing a lot of trimming, so I don't want to go to the detail for this demonstration. Alright, so this is the finished part that I trim. Just show you how I trim it. Let it sit on the body and the trim right on top of the body, so I will be able to see the whole proportion. And that's the lid. And it's very tight fit because I was using the lid to check the size of the rim. So it's very tight fit, and I put a little bit of chattering texture here. Okay, hope this process helped, and see you next time.